I might feel a twinge of hunger, but if I just have a little bit more water, if I keep myself busy, that will pass and I will start to burn my body fat. If you have that attitude, this is what happens next in your body. Welcome back to the Energetically Efficient channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk just briefly about how we lose fat. So in a prior video, and I recommend that you go back and watch that one, I talked about how we gain fat, like how we get fat. And so in this video, I want to talk about what do we do to actually lose it? Because now that we understand what happens to our body when we eat a tremendous amount of carbohydrates and we start to store those on our body, how is it that if we want to burn fat off our body, what is it that we do in order to make that happen? So I want to walk you through this and pay attention. And again, feel free to stop this video right now and go back and listen to the video where I talked about how we get fat, because you're going to need to understand that metabolic process first before this video will make any sense to you. Okay, so when we have a period of time that we have not eaten. Let's say we're intermittent fasting. Let's say we've been sleeping. Let's say for whatever reason, we're just busy and we're running around and we haven't had a chance to eat a meal. What happens in that circumstance is our blood sugar, which remember, we need to have at 1 teaspoon, our blood sugar will start to go down below a teaspoon. And as it goes and dips below a teaspoon, your body internally is going to be like, alert, alert, alert. We need to get some sugar in here. We actually have to get some sugar. So if you are not a person who consumes carbohydrates all day long and you don't then rush to go grab a banana or rush to go grab a glass of orange juice or rush to go grab a sugary snack, and you realize that's okay, I might feel a twinge of hunger, but if I just have a little bit more water, if I keep myself busy, that will pass and I will start to burn my body fat. If you have that attitude, this is what happens next in your body. Okay. So remember, a triglyceride is what is stored in your adipose tissue as fat. Triglycerides you can also think of as blood fat. So they are stored in your body as fat. And if we want to lose weight, one of the things that has to happen is we have to start breaking apart those triglycerides so that we can get them out of our adipose tissue and reduce your blood fat. One of the things I love with my one-on-one clients is I often have them get blood work at the beginning and then blood work later on, and their triglycerides plummet, you guys. We are able to get so much blood fat out of their body because we're getting them metabolically healthy, because the fat in their blood is decreasing because we're getting rid of those triglycerides, okay? So remember in the other video when I explained to you that when we go over 1 teaspoon of sugar in our blood, the pancreas has to release insulin to clean that sugar out of the blood and put it in storage. Remember, it gets stored in the liver, the skeletal muscle, and then the fat tissue. And just like that, when we go the other direction and we haven't eaten, we not only haven't eaten carbs, but we haven't eaten protein, we haven't eaten fat, we've gone a while without food, your blood sugar now will start to dip down and your body will say, alert, alert, alert. And then your pancreas is going to release, instead of insulin, now it's going to release this magical hormone called glucagon. And if you want to burn fat, I tell everyone, glucagon is your best friend. We love this guy. And glucagon is going to come out and it's going to go, hey, I remember watching insulin put all of that blood sugar in storage in the form of a triglyceride. And so part of those triglycerides sitting in the fat storage, sitting in adipose tissue, has that glycerol molecule. Even though this person isn't feeding me, this is your body talking to itself, even though she's not eating a meal right now, even though he's not eating anything, even though there's no access to food right now, I can, body, from the pancreas, release glucagon, go and grab that triglyceride that was in storage in your adipose tissue, break it apart, and use this glycerol molecule to come back up to bring your blood sugar back up to 1 teaspoon. And then those free floating fatty acids can be released and used for fuel. So fat loss, you guys, is that simple. It literally requires getting into a metabolic state where your pancreas causes itself to release glucagon to remove triglycerides from your adipose tissue, to use that glycerol molecule to bring your blood sugar back up to 1 teaspoon and use those fatty acids as fuel. We want to break apart triglycerides in the adipose tissue and use them. And keep in mind, I sort of breezed over and ignored the part about having to get the glycogen out of the liver, having to mobilize some glycogen from skeletal muscle. That happens too. But the truth is, when we stop eating so much carbohydrate, when we keep our blood sugar low and steady, when we get to the point where our blood sugar might even dip a little bit, rather than reaching for a banana or bread or a bagel or pasta or a sandwich or all the other things we used to do to put our blood sugar back up, we can be patient, say to ourselves, oh, okay, I don't think I'm actually hungry. I think this might be a little bit of a blood sugar dip. I think I could go a few more hours before I eat a meal. I can have some more water. I can take a walk outside. And we realize that what can happen is our glucagon hormone gets released from the pancreas and brings our blood sugar back to 1 teaspoon, so we feel great. And here's the awesome byproduct of that, you guys. The awesome byproduct of getting in a fat burning mode, starting to literally burn fat out of our adipose tissue. The awesome byproduct of that is our body starts to produce ketones. It produces ketones for our brain. And that is a magical, magical substrate that allows your brain to work on overdrive. So when we are in a fat burning state, we can get into a state of ketosis that allows our brain to start using ketones for fuel, which is an alternative to glucose. And we can really, truly be in a state of ketosis where we feel like we have lasting energy all day. Ketosis is a much more sophisticated and complicated topic than I'm giving it in this video today. But just note that when you start getting in a fat burning mode, one byproduct of that is that you're going to produce ketone for your brain, which is so healing. I'll do future videos all about the benefits of ketosis, how we discovered ketone bodies, why we call it the ketogenic diet, how long it's been around. I love that topic so much. But until then, just note, if you want to burn body fat, we need to get you in a metabolic state where you are starting to release glucagon from your pancreas to burn off your body fat for fuel. And a byproduct of that is you will get into ketosis. So reduce the carbohydrates, make sure the carbohydrates you're consuming are largely from vegetables, some fruits, and then the occasional potato or oatmeal or buckwheat or something, assuming you're an active person. Otherwise, stick to more vegetables, beans, and fruits for your carbohydrates, and you will start to drop your body fat and burn body fat more quickly than you could realize. One of the best ways for you to understand whether you are in fat burning mode or fat storage mode is for you to get a continuous glucose monitor like the Nutrisense CGM that I'm wearing here. I have been wearing a Nutrisense CGM for many, many years. I find it to be one of the most valuable tools to understand your metabolic health. And the reason for that is that I can take my phone and I can scan my sensor here and it tells me what my blood sugar is doing and what it's been doing for the last 8 hours since I scanned it. So for example, if I choose to eat a meal that has some more carbohydrate and then I just sit around for a while, I am going to watch my blood sugar go up on my continuous glucose monitor pretty high. It could reach high levels where it gets into the red zone. And then I can watch it actually come back down and crash where my blood sugar goes really low. And that is the kind of blood sugar that we do not want. So when I wear my Nutrisense CGM, I can monitor what does fasting do to my blood sugar? What does exercise do to my blood sugar? What does sauna do to my blood sugar? What does meditation do to my blood sugar? All of the things I eat and the way I spend my time affect your blood sugar. There's truly no better metabolic health tracking tool than to wear a continuous glucose monitor for a period of time. And I very much recommend Nutrisense. So we'll put a link below. You can check out the Nutrisense monitor and see what you can learn about your body. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you in the next video.